Hello everyone. It's 2:02 p.m. in the afternoon. So last week was nothing but a bad week. And now this week is like a continuation of like another bad week. So I didn't get to have much sleep, and my mind is like all over the place, and I have so much stuff to talk about that I don't think I can get to talk about everything I need to say in this video and at this time. But like I have so much going on, and so much that's bothering me, I don't even know where to begin. So it's like the stalkers have they have succeeded at turning away like all of my top and my top and biggest subscribers, except a couple of them. And the ones that they couldn't succeed at turning against me, they are viciously threatening and attacking them too. And some of the people, who have been like, if someone had been, supportive of me for like 2 or 3 years, and they could get those people to go against me. Oh wow, something's crawling. But so it's like yeah, it's like I heard that this happens with a lot of people that whether they're targeted or not, if the cult wants to approach you, I heard that people cave in and sell out in order to lessen the attacks and abuse. Or like if you see people that profess to be targeted, and if they're gang stalking other TIs, and it's like, well, if you're showing footage of yourself being gang stalked, then what are you gang stalking me for? And I never did you anything. And so if they're fake TI perp that was a legitimate, genuine, uncorrupted target that sold out and caved in and flipped and became a perp, and you see that now being fake and playing both sides. And it's like the harder and the more they perp another targeted individual, it's like they get gang stalked less. So the online stalkers are pretending like they don't know how this gang stalking program operates. A gang stalker is not one lone person that's labeled mentally ill that starts random fights or arguments with innocent random people in person. That's not how it works. Excuse me. It's when they send a bunch of people from their cult to perform certain tactics on one single individual out in random, a targeted, specific person out in society. And just about every day, including this morning, as of today, I have documentation that I'm still being targeted. So I heard that the gang stalkers, they attack us targets, hoping that we will lose our souls and cave in and join their cult. So that's why back in 2019, the so-called TI motto was everybody was telling everybody stay strong. Because they want you to either cave in and commit suicide, which is the physical, forfeiting your soul, or the spiritual, so forfeiting your soul is selling out. And that the spiritual suicide is selling your soul or selling out and becoming satanic. So if they have sincere Christians that their souls can be bought, by the perps, or they could be compromised or corrupted and so many people tell me, Candy, you're stronger than you know. Because I haven't sold out. So, and I'm, whoa. But I had a frustrating moment on the train Saturday that kind of made me feel kind of scarred and traumatized and afraid to ever want to take the train again. But I can't talk about it at the moment. I have to wait till probably another time to go into more detail and talk about it. And then Sunday I had a small little problem, but it was much better. But, I hope to get to talk about it sooner. Pretty soon, like within the next couple of days or so, while everything is fresh in my mind, so I won't forget a whole lot of more details or whatever. But I have a lot going on. I have this fake court date coming up Wednesday. If y'all have been in my live streams, seeing me being illegally swatted, seeing random people come and attack me and stuff, how could y'all still buy into the false narrative that I'm the fake TI? That's so. But I wanted to quickly say that I got a lot to say. So the fake Mark Russell perp had been attacking me nonstop, and just like fake Damnesia never sleeps, the fake Darnell Williams perp, he never sleeps. And fake Damnesia, he illegally found my TikTok accounts again. This time it took him much longer. And he illegally found my TikTok accounts again. And so fake Damnesia is back to stalking and harassing, and I'm not even sure if he's part of the fake Red Triangle cult or not. But, he harasses just like them. But now, when he goes under the fake Joseph Camus alter ego, I've seen him comment, the fake Joseph Camus accounts, commenting hate comments against me under the fake, Joseph Camus alter ego. So the stalking cult criminals, they're trying to silence me. So yesterday I think it was, and fake Damnesia illegally found my other TikTok accounts, and I haven't been able to have the spare time to be on TikTok that much, and I've been discouraged from posting on there because I can't even mention the words gang stalking without them making fake community violations, while other people in the TI community could show footage and hashtag gang stalking. So fake Damnesia has illegally stolen like at least 10 TikToks away, more than like at least 10 or 15 TikTok accounts away from me already, ever since 2023. Like, I don't even get to be on, I don't have the opportunity to be on TikTok, like, not even every single day. Like, I don't get to be on there every day. And they're making a fake spam call on my phone right now. And also, the fake Mark Russell perp, I have him blocked on Twitter. And he illegally made a false report on Twitter and caused my Twitter account to be wrongfully suspended for 12 or locked for 12 hours. And I haven't had the last time I ever had a Twitter suspension was like 2021 or 2022 or something like that. It's been a very long time. And I don't even get to post on Twitter, as much as I used to. So my main thing had been YouTube. It's been a while since I even used Clapper. And I don't even get much engagement on Clapper. And it's like, I get almost no engagement or, interaction on Twitter. Like, so YouTube is the only platform where I have like the biggest voice, and on this channel, because I don't even get much interaction on my other channels, So this channel right here is where I have the biggest platform and the biggest voice. And the little bit of income that I get, they're trying to take it away. So, as I said, you see this little drain thing right here? This right here. This little concrete or cement thing right here. If someone just show a picture that they can jump from the grass onto there, and it's like, a 5-second video, that gets credited as content. But the stalkers want to silence us so much that they think that our gang stalking documentation is not content, or it does not qualify as legitimate content. If I've been a content creator since actually 2019, I've been more consistent with it. But as I said, the stalkers got my first Psych World channel wrongfully taken down by false reports. And so now it's unfair, because when I was in Seattle, the fake Mark Russell perp, he had illegally publicized, and I think I have screenshots where he illegally publicized the name and address of one of the hostels I was staying at. If you're a married man, what are you doing keeping up with and tracking every move of a single woman? Why are you and whoever your wife is? I don't know. Like, the fact that they want to keep me isolated and act like they think they're my pimps and everything. And then they get mad when I say they're satanic sex traffickers. I mean, and for them to be internet strangers saying Candy thinks she's entitled to this, she thinks she's entitled to that. And then they say, we own you. How can you own me and neither one of us really know each other? You're stalking me. How can you lecture me about inappropriate behavior or trying to control or police what you think is my bad behavior? How can you try to control what you think is my bad behavior if you're unhinged enough to claim that you own a stranger? You're part of a satanic group, a satanic cult, a satanic criminal cult. And you're part of a satanic criminal cult. And excuse me, I mean, I know they're in cahoots with trying to wrongfully take down all my YouTube channels before they start this whatever fake Candy Palooza cult event that they have. Now, I looked up. I'm like, Lollapalooza. What is Lollapalooza? And so with this Lollapalooza event, they said it's in Chicago, like like a music festival in Chicago, kind of like, I guess, Chicago's version of New Orleans Jazz Fest, or like Los Angeles Coachella or something like that, and some other like music festivals. I don't know anything about Lollapalooza. So with the stalkers talking about this Candy Palooza that they're planning April 10th through 13th of this year, I think that they're trying to get rid of all of my social media on purpose so that I won't be alive to speak out if they do me any harm or murder me in April. Because, I don't know what about Seattle that I didn't even know any of them were from, Seattle or whatever, So, I don't know. It seemed like me traveling to Seattle on a trip highly triggered them, and it wasn't even intentional or on purpose. But they could come to my hometown, New Orleans, and not be from New Orleans. I promise you, Sticky is not a New Orleans native. Sticky TT6, you're not from New Orleans. I don't know where he's from, but he ain't from New Orleans. And other stalkers from out of state, like narc-ass phony Anthony and Cynthia Burns, and, threatened to come from their hometown out of state and come to New Orleans and meet up with me at the homeless sleep spot, or approach me and come, like, they threatened to perform perp tactics on me, or threatened to harass me this way, harass me that way. And but then if I unknowingly go into their town and they're threatening me, saying, you better not come to this place, you better not come to Seattle, oh, we got something for you if you come to Seattle. So, and they're trying to sabotage me traveling, Because if nobody want me in New Orleans, but then at the same time, New Orleans is my hometown where I was born and raised. And, nobody wanted me to come back home to New Orleans, but if I go to another city and state, you don't want me anywhere. People young enough to be my child think that they have the fake authority to tell me that, you are a transplant from St. Louis, Missouri at 22 years old. I'm 42. I'm talking about just a random example. And then you think you could tell me that I'm not welcome in my hometown, New Orleans? I was born and raised here. Or if you're from, if you're from Buenos Aires, Argentina, and you're 19 years old and you're an immigrant here, but then you think you can make me feel unwelcome here, and I'm 42 years old, I was born and raised here? Or if you're an immigrant from, Portugal, and you're 14 years old, and you think you could come here and bully and boss me around? I'm just using examples. But, for me to not be welcome in any city or state, and how the hell are you supposed to not exist anywhere? But a lot of people say Jesus Christ was not welcome in his own hometown, a place of birth, and that he wasn't welcome in any city or state either. It's hard being forced to have to live like this. So I have documentation of the fake Mark Russell perp him illegally fined, and this ain't the first time he did something like that. He's done it before, and even the fake Erica Frost perp and other perps, fake Damnation and a lot of the other stalkers, they illegally find out my location and publicize it and praise each other and celebrate, trying to get me wrongfully kicked out and banned. But when I publicize your name and email address and physical address, now you want to talk about somebody violating your privacy and doxing. But y'all do it to me all day, every day. Y'all could dish it out, but you can't take it. They just want to silence me because they're trying to silence the truth, and while they think that their lies should flourish, and they're delusional enough that they think that their lies is exposing truth when they're smear campaigning and lying. Because if you were telling the truth, why you need a whole group to believe you? To go against and attack one woman. And a disabled woman at that. So yeah, I have the fake court date the day after tomorrow, Wednesday, and I don't know what's gonna be the outcome, and they actually sending perps to watch my every move physically at the court, so the stalkers follow through with their threats to say, I'm gonna show up at your court dates. So they could come from out of illegally swap me and then have me wrongfully arrested and thrown in jail. I have to be forced to pay all these fines and fees, and then they want to physically go to the court dates. It's like they know how I got frustrated and they triggered my Tourette's, and I ended up being forced to act this way and that way out of dealing with the Tourette's and frustration and days of sleep deprivation and being forced to go to court dirty, with no hotel rooms help or whatever, So, excuse me, I'm Yeah, they just want to silence me, and you know, they want to attack my exposure videos and try to silence me, because once they have this fake Candy Palooza thing, and if they murder me or whatever, they don't want me to speak out. They don't, and that's why they're doing this. Move these fucking gnats, flies or whatever. It's like they said 81 or 83 degrees today. You know, so it's warm enough that I should have took this hoodie off before coming out here. They got a lot of chemtrails in the sky, and I got $4.32 in the bank and $2.50 in cash. So I saw yesterday on another person's YouTube content, I found out that Mickey Michelle was teaming up with the fake Red Triangle cult, and she was making comments saying that I'm crazy. But she pretended to be targeted, and she was another one who, like, after betraying me or after I figured her out, she gotta change the narrative. You know, so all those times she lied to me to my face and said that she didn't think I was crazy or slow, but she thought I was highly intelligent. But she's younger than me and treated me like I was really retarded and lacked common sense. But she acted like she ain't mentally got it all herself. Like she's like mentally off herself. You know. And she's like spiritually a bad influence, and in person she always wanted to get her like fake perp activity in. And you know, after done dealing with me, I would end up being like triggered, and like she would be flashing those satanic hand signs while talking to me. You know, so it took me. I felt trapped, and it's like, wow, like how do I break away from her? Cause she pretending that she lied and said she was targeted, and you know. If you're really targeted, why would you want to silence another target? She, you know, pretend to be targeted, but she living her best life and ain't nobody sabotaging or stopping her. She ain't, you know, being forced to have like outbursts from being frustrated and constantly angry. You know. She sold her soul and pretending like she didn't. Just like, it's like she's a hood gangster version of Patricia Jerome. And I wish I would have and could have broken away from her sooner. And you know, even the other stalkers confirmed that she was trying to be my handler. So she was a perp illegally planted there, trying to be sent to try to be my handler. So, and it seemed like she did those interviews to try to make a fool out of people and exploit people. You know, and I wouldn't be surprised if she does witchcraft. A whole deceiver, fake from top to bottom, inside and out. So, but yeah, so that lady Miss Sugar, I just discovered this morning, I had a strong feeling in my gut that she got hateful and turned against me and cut off all contact with me. And so like I didn't find out till like last week or the week before that I'm not gonna say, you know, the stalkers illegally found out what city that she lives in. I don't know if they found out her specific address. But you know, I don't know if she if she got upset with me, or if she cut off all contact to protect herself. I mean, I don't know if she got upset at me or if she cut off all contact with me to protect herself from further abuse by the cult while she's trying to heal from surgery and stuff. I understand, you know. I mean, I understand she, you know, and at first I didn't know, but it took me a while to try to figure out how to, you know, there was something she requested for me to do, and it took me a while to figure out how to do it. I'm not going to say it on here. And then eventually, you know, I, you know, found out how to do it, and I did what she asked me to do, you know. And the stalkers illegally found out her location, and I guess they've been viciously attacking her, and I mean, it's like, I don't know what's going on with Abby, that if they attacked Abby to the point where Abby's afraid to talk to me anymore. And Abby had been struggling mentally because of their attacks. I mean, they attacked Abby viciously after that trip, and she has not been the same towards me ever since. But there was some stuff that happened on that trip that I had not even talked about. It's like, who is this, you know, group of strangers, internet strangers, to think that I deserve to be punished with no friends, with no support? And, you know, I found out last night that Sticky is stealing my, he's stealing my writings and selling them for himself, and he's illegally making a whole lot of money from, you know, stealing from me. So when you're targeted and they have perps that come and attack you and they dox and smear you, but then when you show their name and address and document the truth and evidence that they did this attack to you, then, you know how many times I've reported the stalkers for, you know, harassment, bullying, threats, and YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, whatever other social media will come back and say that no violations found. Each and every time, no violations found. The stalkers can show me, harass me with a picture of, you know, a woman with a penis in their profile picture, and then make harassing content of, you know, subliminal, like, pictorial illustrations or fake AI pictures and videos of me being trafficked and murdered. And they will continue to say they're not violating any rules. But when the stalker make one false complaint about me, I get, you know, a violation notice or whatever. I appeal it, and they reject my appeal almost each and every time. I don't get how the hell you a married man trying to bully and pick fights and start a war with a single disabled woman. Because they continue to harass and attack me for the past couple of years, and they've gotten more vicious. And then, like, if you get vicious enough, I cannot stay silent. I'm fighting back the best way I know how and the best way I'm able to. And when I defend myself, I'm getting the undeserved, you know, violation notices, you know. They were threatening me in my chat last night. Even I forgot to publicize. I thought that I did I thought that I did I thought that I did screenshot where a perp told me in one of my chats yesterday evening or last night, one of the first comments a perp said, you should go and sell some ass. These stalkers, they break in YouTube and other social media. They break the rule. They violate the rules and terms of service left and right. And I can't go to the police. And as I said, YouTube is like my only lifeline of survival. YouTube is my only lifeline of survival. So, I mean, if Sonette Taylor, she got mad at me. I mean, she was going by Sonette Taylor and using her username. I mean, using her real name. I accidentally slipped and said her actual name. I'm sorry. But she was using her actual name for a long time at first, and then when the stalker started harassing her bad, then she changed it to Sugar. So everybody know who she is anyway. So like the stalkers, they know her name, and everybody they know her name, But I did not mean to accidentally slip and say that, but with the gang stalking forced speech. But excuse me. Like I thought that she would never be one to cave in. But like I don't even know if she caved in and sold out and took the perp deal. But it seemed like certain things she said, it sounded like she was believing the stalkers and or defending the stalkers sometimes. But like, if she suggested that I ignored them, but it seemed like she caved in and listened to their lies and started repeating them to me. See, they're hitting me in my heart with the directed energy weapons and trying to make my chest hurt. And I've been having like strain on my heart lately, and this gang stalking, the attacks and threats, and they're causing me severe panic attacks, and all this is like unbearable. And they constantly make me feel like everything I do or say, I'm always doing something wrong. I'm always saying something wrong. Everything I do or say is just highly criminal. While they could get away with murder. They commit actual crimes. And yet they're calling me the criminal because they backed me into a corner to be forced homeless. And it look like trying to survive while you're homeless is a crime. If you sleep in public, if you piss or shit in public, if you don't have anywhere else to go because you're forced to and feel like your bladder is gonna burst. If you I'm talking about homeless people in general. Feel like your bladder is gonna burst if you're forced to hold your urine in for 10 hours. Or you get criminalized and you're not allowed to sleep anywhere. And like grocery stores won't let you in with bags, or you can't go to a job with bags, or and they make it so hard for us to get out of homelessness. And one of the gang stalking goals is homelessness. The gang stalking goals is mental breakdown, homelessness, mental institution, or jail, prison, loss of income, loss of social life, they make you lose everything and then ultimately kill you, while turning society against you and making all your supporters hate you. Turning everybody against you with lies. My chest is hurting it's starting to hurt. They're causing strain on my heart. And I've been sleep deprived and don't even get to rest. Even when I'm in hotel rooms or whatever, I'm like high anxiety, was scared about what they're gonna do next. Anxious and scared about what they're about to do next. Can't rest. Even in a hotel, cannot rest. I can never get to feel well rested. Miss Sugar was one of the biggest cheerleaders of supporting my short stories. I remember I was in that motel where they wrongfully kicked me out during the snow last year, and that hotel, that motel, I remember her telling me that she didn't think I should be working 9 to 5, and that's not for me, and that I should go, with my writings, that I should, try to make a living with my writings, and a few other people have said so too. I mean, I cannot survive trying to work a 9 to 5 because they keep workplace mobbing me. They won't even let me work. And for them to keep saying get a job, but the same ones, the stalkers saying I should go get a job, excuse me, they're the same ones that they say they're the same ones that got me with false criminal charges and false bad criminal record from being illegally swatted and them lying on me. And now I can't get jobs. But even before then, I couldn't get jobs. They were pressuring me to go get a job and work, and they didn't even give me a chance or the time to grieve the loss of my brother. And then I don't want to use that word drama, but all the stuff that I've been through. They didn't even give me a chance to grieve my brother, the loss of my brother, and they harassed me, talking about get a job. I'm like, wait a minute, my brother just died 2 or 3 days ago, and you're harassing me saying get a job. Why don't I have a right to grieve? Even though me and my brother weren't close, but I don't have a right to grieve? Because I'm going to tell you something. My twin sister fake grieved the biological mom, Frances, while she died. But then after a few months or a couple of months later, she went back to talking bad about the biological mom, Frances, and making hate comments about her. And the biological brother, Sean, would shamelessly, say bad things about the biological mom, Frances. He still hates the woman. Excuse me, but the family hated the biological mom, Frances, and were counting the days for her to die. But then once she ended up dead, they pretended like she was the best mother in the world, or the best grandma in the world. But I don't feel bad that the abusive fake foster mom, Adrian Felder, brainwashed me and my twin sister to go against and hate the biological mom, Frances, when she was alive. And the foster mom had us in a cult. So, I didn't, I didn't even think of to take the idea, honor thy mother and thy father seriously. Because the foster mom wanted the honor for herself. She wanted all the honor, praise, and glory for herself. The foster mom, Adrian Felder, was her own cult leader of her own household. Excuse me, So, if my twin sister could be housed and, and get military benefits, they're not attacking her finances like they're doing to me. And then they try to talk about that my twin sister deserves the donations. They said, because Brandy deserves it, you don't. Why? Because she's part of y'all satanic cult and I'm not? I don't even know if I might just end up, sometime this week. I hope I don't end up just like randomly like dropping dead from stress or dropping dead of a heart attack. I can't even get a respite. I can't even get a break. I can't even get a break in hotel rooms or nothing. I don't even know when it will be another time for me to have another hotel room for a week. Or it seems like for me to try to obtain permanent housing ever again, or to obtain a job ever again. It seems like hopeless for me. For me to get a job or my own place to live, it seems hopeless. And I don't even know if there's any way for me to get an established place to live and a job this week without selling my soul, or without being required to sell my soul first. I don't know what's going to happen Wednesday. I don't know if they're going to throw me back in jail, if they're going to send me for me to go to court and then the fake officer won't show up. And then they keep pushing it back. I'm fucking tired of going to court for something I didn't do. And and being forced to have to pay fines and fees for stuff I did not do. Crimes I did not commit. And the fake Mark Russell perp and all the other perps, they're lying on me and saying that Candy has been begging and scamming for the past 10 years. Do you have any evidence of that? You don't know what I was doing 10 years ago. I wasn't even active on YouTube 10 years ago. Sure, I had YouTube accounts and stuff, but I wasn't like making videos like 10 years ago. I think I might have made a couple of videos, but then they got wrongfully, sabotaged, in ways that I can't say. But there was a couple of videos here and there. It wasn't even like a daily, and I wasn't even coming online asking for money until after that thing started in 2020, and after Alice Dupree gang stalked me out of Pensacola. And then my life ain't been the same since. I thought that it was just gonna be something temporary. But the fact that they got me wrongfully banned from more places, there's no homeless sleep spot I could have, like I used to be able to have in Pensacola. They took that away from me. I don't have a storage unit anymore. So they stripped me of everything. There's no homeless sleep spot that I could have here in New Orleans, where I could get a sleeping bag, have a storage unit, go to the gym or a college campus and store my belongings at the college campus or the gym, and take showers every day, or go swimming, do recreation, or and just if I sleep on the streets underneath a shelter overhead where nobody would bother me, and if it's okay for me to be there, because the stalkers prank call and lie and say that they themselves own that property, own that building, or own that house, or own that abandoned business. When officers would tell me in Pensacola, you could go stay at this abandoned bank, you could stay at this place that's abandoned. See, they force farting me now. But I don't know. As I said, I'm disappointed and hurt that Miss Sugar, I did not know that I don't know if she just cut off all quietly. Now, she got mad at me for being upset with her or doing videos about her, without consulting her first, like around what happened around Thanksgiving, or a few days after Thanksgiving. I came from court and she told me something that was upsetting, and it sounded like she was listening to the stalkers. And then she got on my case for doing a video and, being upset that she said something, and, she got mad at me for not confronting her first, because it sounded like it's just she was like throwing stuff in my face and listening to and believing the lies from the narratives from the stalkers. But then she said she didn't mean it that way, and she, still donated a few more times, but then kept the distance from me for like a month or two, and she said she was hurt. I mean, it wasn't about a month or two, it was a few weeks or so, and she said she was hurt, excuse me, and I tried to straighten things out, and she falsely accused me of saying or doing stuff I didn't do or say. And it's like it started to sound more and more like she believed the narratives from the perps. If she told me ignore them, or she told me she didn't believe their narratives. So I don't know if they beat her into submission. And then, her last donation was on the day before leaving San Francisco, which was the day of numbers that I hate. And I was wondering, did she do this on purpose? There had been times in the past when she had tried to suggest I seek mental health. When I was one of the times I was distressed about the court dates, and it was like 5 o'clock in the morning my time, and she was questioning me about mental, that I should seek mental health or whatever. But I tried my best to not feel like this woman is a perp, or she's a perp too. But she did seem like narcissistic and controlling at times. And one of the emails, she did admit that, she said, I don't know if you think I'm trying to mother you, so, the stalkers succeeded at, causing division between me and my supporters. And, how can the fake Mark Russell perp do stuff to me and I'm pretty sure he's breaking YouTube rules too. Stalking and harassment, that's violating terms of service or violating YouTube rules. And I have to report their accounts every day, and nothing. YouTube says they're not violating any rules. But, all the time they come with fake news sock puppet accounts to protect their main fake channels. And the fake Mark Russell perp, on his fake YouTube main account, he switched his logo from the guitar, himself playing the guitar, and you couldn't even really see his face. He changed the logo to like a shirt or a hoodie or something with satanic symbolism on it. And they swear up and down that they ain't satanic, or that they're not a cult, or that they're not in cahoots with each other. But yeah, he's rolling in the same circles as Sticky. My twin sister, they're all in the same circles. And when I asked, well, how come they allow my twin sister to do this, but I'm restricted and not allowed to do this and do that? Or how come my twin sister permits herself to do this and do that, but she thinks that she's the younger twin who thinks she got the authority to tell me I'm not allowed to do this, I'm not allowed to do that, I can't do this, I can't do that. And then they lie and say, Candy is jealous. No, y'all choosing favoritism. And so people been trying to say that my twin sister is one of my main handlers, or that my family members are my main handlers because they know the most about me. Well, my family really don't know about me. They're like strangers because I've been, away from them for so long. And even family members don't even know me well, and what they think they know about me is false rumors that's been spread about me. If me and my twin sister haven't been in each other's lives, for almost all of our adulthood, we've been separated. Or, what can she tell y'all about me? I don't know, or try to seek to know what's going on in her life. I don't keep up with what she's doing in her life with every move every day. And so now the stalkers are hitting me with weapons and trying to force doo-doo out of me. it's not diarrhea at the moment. It's more solid because I took the bentonite clay last night. So they're trying to force doo-doo out of me. And so I have to get off the video. But, I need help with funds for dinner tonight. And I also need help with funds for hotel for tomorrow night and Wednesday night. And I thought I was going to have to get rid of my coat, but next week, it's supposed to do more raining. And then next week, it's supposed to be winter weather again, like in the mid-40s, 44 and 45 degrees next week. So, I really think the stalkers succeeded at turning Miss Sugar against me. And she said that when she first started to come in my chat, one time she said that I accused her of being a perp. And I'm like, wait a minute, when? And she didn't want to tell me. I don't know if it was because we had maybe because I misunderstood her about something, but suggesting mental health services, that's like a dead perp giveaway. It's like a dead giveaway of being a perp. So I don't know if she caved in, to lessen the abuse, or she feared being targeted. I thought she was one of the stronger Christians. But I don't even know if she's a perp or not. I didn't want to view her as a perp. But one time, this SUV they're leaving when I get close. But and see, now I feel distracted of what else I was gonna say. Oh yeah, when they had that Australian guy Vic Lyons den, when one time Miss Sugar and that Vic, see, look, she gets out the car when I pass by too. Her and Vic Lyons den, one night in my live stream chat, I was dealing with the gang stalking, and they tried to insinuate that I deserved to get hurt by the perps. When people in the TI community say, go get the perps' license plate numbers. And I'm like, well, you must not know about this gang stalking program. And when I had the situation when Mr. Rodney turned against me, and she tried to tell me stop cursing, stop screaming or whatever, or don't curse at him. And then I'm like, you must not know about Tourette's. I was upset about Mr. Rodney betraying me for no reason at all. And I don't know if the perps, if they threatened him and had him scared, now they got him harassing. But I think that, I don't know if Miss Sugar was sick, before she started dealing with me. But it seemed like a lot of my supporters, some of them start off donating larger amounts of money, and then the stalkers infiltrate, and they stalking heavy who I communicate with. And like my supporters, it seemed like if they're not betraying or turning against me, if they're supporting me, then it seems like they end up having like physical health decline, or always in the hospital, or they have family members that, always in the hospital, or end up with sudden constant medical problems, So, I don't know if the stalkers are using witchcraft on my supporters and their family members, so that the supporters, they can't help me. But then I'm trying to get my own job. I was even trying to, like the day that I got pepper sprayed, I was looking online for jobs earlier that day, last week. I was trying to, and then all the jobs like that I applied for, they either ignored me or said that they had all their people. So I tried what I could. If you didn't want me working, why you got me wrongfully banned from the airport job? They got me wrongfully banned before I could start working. Why they try to get me wrongfully banned from the Piccadilly job? They try to find out where I work because of me speaking out against workplace mobbing. But I gotta get off here. There's more stuff I need to talk about.
I can hear you in here. So just lower your voice a little bit. You're just being a little too loud. I could hear you.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's okay.
From out here?
Yeah. Since you were talking like to the window like that, maybe that's why I could hear you. If you were facing outside, maybe I wouldn't hear you. But I'm not telling you to stop. Just lower your voice.
Oh, I was almost done.
Okay. Whatever. It's fine. It's okay.
I had my earbuds in, but they have people who talk louder in the library and they don't say nothing, or even in the library. I'm the only one who get told something. They just don't want me to talk about this. But I'm gonna get off here, and if anybody could help me with, I need help with funds for dinner tonight, but I gotta go.